Hello and welcome to Arrows of Indecision, and true to my name, it's a new layout, a new scale, new gauge and new everything else. So what you can see here is the throat of an urban terminus layout I'm planning on building. I've laid it out currently with Pico track. These are just the templates that Pico provide, and you can see in the reflection, I've used sellotape to align them together. Now this is the throat board of a station, and it's essentially an urban terminus in the vein of minories. But as you can see here, it's pretty elegant design. It's based on the Buckingham Great Central by Peter Denny. The passenger terminus at Buckingham has got this rough arrangement where we have our up and down lines coming in, and then from the up line you can reach any platform. So platform 1, 2, 3 over here, except this very northernmost platform, and then in reverse you can reach from any platform. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 can all reach the down main. This is a loco pocket here. So essentially what this means is I've got 3 arrivals platforms and 4 departure platforms in a really small space. As you can see, this is a 3-foot Tim Horn baseboard, and this is just a shade over 2 feet in the middle there. And the original minories plan, although it was pretty elegant, it obviously didn't have the asymmetric 3-way or the double slip-in, so the point work had to be significantly longer. I think it's something around 3.5 or 4 feet for just the point work for minories. So this achieves the same result, but actually in a much more compressed space at the expense of more complicated point work. Now, as you know from my channel, I do like hand laying track. I have a feeling though that the complexity involved here may defeat me. You can see these are the bullhead points here, and there is a bullhead double slip that will hopefully be available in the next couple of months, which I'm looking to put here. These two, however, are going to be more challenging. This is just a short diamond crossing. I don't think there's any chance of that arriving anytime soon. And this asymmetric 3-way hasn't even been announced, let alone produced. So what I may do is actually just have this throat assembled and maybe stuck down with double-sided tape or something, but not glued down, not ballasted. And I may still use the code 75 to get me along and further along the journey, and then replace that when that becomes available. Alternatively, I do have a C&L set of roller gauges, so what I may do is hand lay these two. But they're very complicated. As you can see here, all these black sections are actually insulated rails. They're plastic rails. So if I were to hand lay it, those would be metal, which would mean that I would need to isolate this crossing, this crossing, this crossing, and this crossing all from each other, and then have automatic polarity switching of all of those common crossings simultaneously, which wouldn't normally be a problem if you just had a point like this going over another line, and you could use the motor over here to switch this polarity if the route was selected. But I've got essentially a scissors crossing here with a double slip in one corner, and then the 3-way up here, and I think the wiring is just going to be incredibly complicated. So what I may do is even get one of these, solder PCB onto the top, turn it over, cut off the old sleepers, and fix new sleepers to the bottom to the correct spacing. So I'm still going to leave this here, but have correct sleepers. I'm just kind of rolling that around in my head at the moment. But yeah, essentially this is the first board. Underneath, you can see on the Tim Horn board, I've cut in some access ports. There's one down there, one here, one there, and one here, and they correspond to the location of the point blades. So I'm going to be using motors, which will be underneath, mounted under the baseboards. Of course, if this wasn't empty, then I'd be unable to access them. So what I'm planning to do is fix this to these uprights, and then I have strips. As you can see here, I have strips which are exactly the right height to come up and to the flat edge here, and I'll pin them all the way across the front here. So we will have a surface that can be essentially a box, a a box with all of these ends, and then this whole unit will be able to be lifted out. I'll probably screw it into the bottom rather than glue, so then this could be removed in an emergency, but for general maintenance I've got these access holes underneath. So that's the first board, and that's actually probably the majority of the work. The second board this edge here will filter back out again, and it will join the rear wall probably, and this comes into a diagonal across, and essentially this whole second board is almost all at this level, with just a little bit of space here for a scenic section right at the very front as a fine strip. Unfortunately, I was a bit hasty, and I've actually, this is the front of meant to be the front, and it's now in the rear section. So what I'll have to do is cut off this fixing lug here and cut this arrangement into this side here, so I can mount this the correct way around, which is a bit silly of me, but I got a bit excited and didn't check the assembly instructions well enough. But yes, that's the start of my new layout. I'm looking forward to showing you some more information as it materializes.